So now it works. Okay. All right. Hi, everybody. So we are live. I'm really sorry for the delay. Um, I have some technical issues when I stream on Instagram and YouTube at the same time. So because I have to use a separate software for that, and there are some complication, but now I see it works. Okay, cool. Then come in. If you join the chat, as always, then please let us know where you come from and maybe state the city and the country so that we have a feeling how international we are. I see first people joining. We have Chile here. Very cool. Okay, cool. Then today we have a very interesting topic. We will talk about work-life balance in management consulting. And today it's Saturday. I hope you had a good start in the weekend yesterday. And Saturday and Sunday is usually my time where I reflect more on my private life. And that's also why we do this live today about work-life balance in management consulting. Good. So I would say let's start. So if you are interested in a well-balanced life in management consulting, then this episode is for you. Hi everyone, my name is Johannes Niari and welcome to this channel. Welcome to Mastering Consulting. On this channel, I want to help you to learn all the necessary skills to have a successful professional life in management consulting, but also to live a well-balanced life in management consulting. And this is also today's topic. We will talk about the secret of a well-balanced life in management consulting. And as you probably know, this is part of my daily lesson learn series. So these are live sessions that I do every day to share my lessons learned from my past 3 years in management consulting, but also to share my lessons learned that I have every day as a management consultant. And as always, if you don't want to miss any of those videos, then please subscribe to this channel. Also, if you are now live in the chat then and have any questions, then please write the questions in the chat. I will do the content first and go through the questions afterwards, okay? So I would say let's start with the topic. Let's start with the secret to a balanced life in management consulting. And as always, I want to start with a short story. So when I did my first internship in strategy consulting, I remember it was quite a kind of change of my lifestyle, because I was studying back then, and if you're still at university, you know that as a student your lifestyle can sometimes be kind of relaxed and then joining a management consultancy, even as an intern, can be quite a difference. So from, let's say, studying like 40 hours per week, I had to go to 60 to 80 hours work weeks. And this was quite a challenge. And I had so much work to do, so I had no time to do any sports. I had no time for friends. I had no time to relax at all. And after like 12 weeks, so this is the typical time span of an internship in management consulting, I felt completely exhausted, and I felt that my life was completely out of balance, and I felt to be quite unhappy. So my life was not at all in balance. So after that, I went back to my studies and my workload significantly reduced. Nevertheless, after a while, I realized that I wasn't happy as well. So although I had a lot of time, I didn't feel quite to be in balance as well. And this kind of surprised me because I thought, okay, now I have the time that I didn't have while I was doing my internship in management consulting. And I couldn't understand why my life wasn't in balance, because I had so much time, or at least I thought I had so much time, that I could use to relax, to meet friends, to do sports. But nevertheless, I wasn't happy at the time, and I felt like being in balance. So I was wondering why this was the case. So I did some research and I came across some literature about personal development and about some across some literature about work-life balance. So I try to read as much as possible as usual. And also, I did a mentoring program. So I joined a mastermind group where someone that I admire talked about happiness in life in general. And while I read all the books and while I did this kind of masterclass, I finally understood what my problem was and why I didn't feel to be happy at all. And this is also the concept that I want to share with you today. And to explain this concept, I will use my iPad, and I hope you see it here on the screen as well. If you don't see it on Instagram, because I think that there is a smaller screen in Instagram, then afterwards you can go to YouTube because I will upload this episode, then you can see it in the full picture. Okay, so the concept that I want to explain to you today, and the concept that still helps me today in my life as a management consultant and to stay in balance, is the following. So, work-life balance is all about time. So before we start thinking about work-life balance, I think it's important to think about your time. And if we say a week has every week has 168 hours, okay? 168 hours. This is the week that we all have, so we all have the same amount of hours, and this is equal for everyone. Then let's say we sleep on average 7 hours per day. Some sleep more, some sleep less. It's not about the numbers, it's more about the concept, okay? So 7 times 7 is 49. Just to make the calculation easier, let's say it's 48. Okay, so this means that from your 168 hours, you have to deduct 48 hours that you sleep, okay? And this means that you have 120 hours left that you are awake and that you can spend. Okay, and these 120 hours per week, this is a good size that you can, a good number you can work with. This is also the number I want to reference to. Okay, so let's say every one of us has 120 hours. And I try to draw the line here. Okay, and this is equal for every one of us. Then of course, we have a work life and we have a private life. So let's say on average in consulting you work 60 hours, okay? Then you have to spend almost the half, or exactly the half of it on your job, okay? So let's call this work here. So these are 60 hours. This means that for your private life you have 60 hours. So if you have a stressy work, okay, or if you're working in strategy consulting, for example, if you work for McKinsey and BCG and so on, then sometimes you have to work more than 60 hours. So this means that you maybe have to work 80 hours or so. And most people would say, okay, that this has a very negative impact on my private life, because instead of 60 hours that you have for your private life, you only would have 40 hours left for your private life. Well, but here's the thing. The question is not how much time you have in your private life, but the question is rather how you spend the time that you have for your private life. And before we talk about how we should spend our time, let's talk about what makes us happy, okay? There's a concept of the pillars of life, or bank accounts of life, or there are several names for it. But the concept is that there are several factors in life that make you happy in general, okay? So one is your profession, okay, or your career or business. And this is what you cover with the work part, okay? And then there are 4 main other categories. So it's one, mindset and spirituality. Then you also have your health, of course. Then you have your personal relationships. And you also have your private finances. Okay? And the concept is that you need all of these 5 factors to be happy in life. Okay? So, it's very easy. So let's say you're very successful in your career, but you don't have any meaningful relationships, you're probably not happy. If you have great relationships, but you're not healthy or you don't feel very well, you're not happy. If you're very healthy, but for example, your private finances, so that you're completely broke, you're also not happy. Okay, so you need all of those 5 factors in order to be happy. Okay, that's very important for the concept here that I want to explain to you. So now let's say that we tackle this first point, professional and career. Let's go back to our example here. Let's say that we cover this first point, and let me use another color. Oops, sorry. Okay, it doesn't work. So let's say that you tackle this first point, professional career, with your work, obviously. So the 60 to 80 hours that you use every day, every week for your job. Then the challenge to have a balanced life is that you spend those other 60 hours that you have, right, or 40, depending on the workload that you have, to cover all these other aspects. Okay, so aside from work, you need to take care that you use these 60 to 40 hours for your private life to take care of your mindset and spirituality, for your health, for your relationship, and for your finances. Now, the big issue, and that's also the secret to it. The secret is that it's not one dimensional, so that you don't have only the quantity of hours, right? So this is what we had with, let's say these are your 60 hours that you have free for your private life. It's not only about the quantity, it's also about the quality. And this is very important. So, although management consulting is very stressy sometimes, and although you have to work many hours sometimes, the key to live a balanced life is not to decrease the working hours, because sometimes that's not possible. I mean, this is one way you can reduce it, but this is one way you can increase your work-life balance. But the real key is that you spend those 40 to 60 hours that you have available in the best possible way. Okay? So you need to increase your quality. And that means that, for example, if we talk about mindset and spirituality, so let's talk about these happiness factors again. I also include here, for example, relaxing, okay? So this means if you have like 10 hours to relax, you need to relax in the best possible way. So for example, instead of just watching like Netflix, okay, and you say this is relaxing, maybe it's more efficient and it's more quality that you try meditation, for example. Or what I do every Saturday is that I go to the spa, or that I take a long walk, or that I go into nature, okay? Because the quality of relaxation is much higher if you do that rather than you when you would watch Netflix all the time. Also, if you talk about health, if you use your free time on the weekend to only eat junk food, for example, or to do some some very easy sports exercises, maybe it would be a higher quality and maybe would be more efficient if you do very efficient sports exercises. So if you have 1 hour to do a workout, then make sure that you do it as heavy as possible in order to have the maximum out of your time, right? Also, if you have instead of eating junk food on the weekend, maybe it's better to eat healthy food and to, I don't know, take more care of your body. Also, if we talk about relationship, that's, I think, one of the best examples. Instead of spending the night with your boyfriend or girlfriend watching TV all the time, maybe the quality of your time would be higher if you go for a nice dinner, for example, or have a great experience. Okay, and it's the same with finances. So instead of using all your time to do day trading and to get very nervous about it, maybe you should try to apply more efficient investment strategies. Okay, so these are all examples how you can increase the quality of your aspects of your private life. Okay, and that's the key for a balanced life in management consulting. Now, we can, of course, discuss these different strategies about how to maximize all of those areas. But the key is, and this is also my learning that I want to share with you, is that you always take care about the quality and not the quantity. And that's my lesson for today. I hope this brought value to you. If you are interested and in this concept and want to know more about it, or want to know about the certain strategies that I use to maximize the quality, then please let me know. You can also always um, you can also always write me on Instagram if you have any questions, and I will do a next live tomorrow. So if you want to join, then I will let you know on Instagram when I go live. So with that being said, I hope you have a great evening, hope you have a great weekend, and talk to you tomorrow. Goodbye.